salute the flag. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, the next thing I'd like to do is do a board roll call, just for the records. Mark? Here. Ron? Here. Lance? Here. Angie? And myself, and we do have a quorum. Okay, thank you everybody for being here. This is the Chloride Domestic Water District public hearing regarding a possible rate increase. Before we begin, I'd like to thank every the residents that took time to offer suggestions with regards to the possibility of rate structure change. This is an idea that we've had been brought up before and denied due to lack of interest. Your suggestions have been taken seriously. However, at this point in time, we will not cover this subject at this hearing at all. Our current costs and revenues dictate that we need to put the rates increase in place as soon as possible. Official deliberations on possible rate structure will need to happen in a future date. When we have to have time to analyze and the financial information. Okay, that being said, if you wish to speak, please raise your hand and we will call on you one at a time. When I call on you, please keep your questions and or comments to a 3-minute limit. Restrictions of the subject will be this rate increase only, nothing else. All other items, if you'd like to discuss, submit them in writing and the questions will be answered on the website within 30 days. The only thing, does any of the board members have anything to say before we start this hearing?
Whoever has questions, I'd like them to come up far enough to
Thank
get
you,
on the
Beth.
camera and then put their name, an address.
Yeah.
So that way we have it for.
Their service address.
Yes.
Well, they might not be comfortable putting that on camera since it goes on YouTube, but with just their name would be fine. I'll just write it here.
Okay, that's fine. I just want that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, we need it for the record.
Yeah.
You know best. Thank you.
Okay, anybody else have any comments or anything?
I do.
Well, we're talking to the board.
I'm sorry, I'm hard of hearing, but.
We haven't opened it up to.
We haven't opened it up yet.
Okay, he's standing there waiting.
Just asking.
Be patient, thank you.
Anybody else have any comments? Okay, we'll open the hearing. First person?
So first, what is the increase rate?
What was your
State your
name?
name and your service address.
Jerry Glines, and I'm at 9912 6th Street.
Okay.
And what is the amount of increase?
$2.50 per 2,000 gallons.
Okay, so I don't understand why, why we're getting a raise. Is there a reason that you're raising the rate?
Because the rates have gone up every place else. And
So-
cost of living has gone up.
If I go to Valley Pine, right, their minimum is $21. And for, and if you go to 2,000, which we get, it's $28 total a month. And what's ours?
Ours is 41.
Okay, so why are we raising it?
One thing is they have wells
Right,
and their system is localized to their system. We are pumping our water from Pioneer
yeah, I'm
all the way, well,
yeah.
our
I know
electricity,
I know the whole water.
well, the electricity's gone
I
up.
know it's good, I realize it's costing a little bit of money, so we're paying almost, not quite double, but we're paying enough, I think, right now, to, get by. I mean, I think, you have other problems, right, like water leaks?
Yep.
So, we're paying, chloride water is paying for water, right? It comes from a meter that comes down off of a near Pioneer Water Company, there's a meter there, and that pump pumps our booster stations and it pumps into the tank. So your water is based on that flow meter that they have at that location. That's what you get billed off of. So if you add all that up on how much water you get from there and how much water we're all using as payers, ratepayers, right? That somewhere in between there, you're losing about 50% of your water. Is that correct? Where's that 50% water at?
Fix
That is
that.
why we're replacing lines
Yeah.
and fixing services when we get them broke, replacing them from the main. We're trying to eliminate where the leaks are.
Right.
Leaks are.
Yeah, I can
We're
understand that
working
too. I
on
know
it.
that has to be done.
Yeah.
So my point, I guess, is that, you know, we're gonna raise the rates to pay for the 50% of water that's going out somewhere. That we should find the 50% of water before we raise the rates. If we could find where that 50% of the water's going, right? That would be a lot more money that would be in the pockets of our water company. And that's, I'm saying that we do that before you raise the rates.
Okay, you want to put about $2.5 million on the table?
Do I have 2.5 million?
Yep,
No.
to fix the leaks.
Unfortunately, I don't know, I haven't looked at any of your financial information, so I don't know, but I've worked for water companies all over the United States, and I'm telling you, most water companies, when you're charging an amount of water, you're usually taking
Okay,
some of
sir,
that.
your time's up.
Oh, thank you, for a 10-year, thing. Anyway, I disagree with your rate.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank
Who's
you.
next?
You never gonna shut you down.
I'm next.
Yeah,
I'll be,
one at a
my
time, girl.
3 minutes, and I'd like to donate it back to my husband because
No.
it's, okay.
All right.
You know what is your name?
You can.
What is your name?
Chuck Nicolay.
Do you live out here?
Yes.
How come you're so rude? No,
That's
you're
not, that has nothing to do
Well,
with this.
but it is,
That
because
has nothing to,
people,
all right, now sit down.
no, don't you tell me to sit down.
Okay, I'm gonna adjourn this meeting right
And you
now.
could. But you need to tone it down, because you're
You
very
need to tone it
rude.
down.
Sandra.
Your time's flying right now.
Okay, so this person that was just speaking happens to be a water person that knows a lot about water systems. So, okay, so has this community ever talked to Golden Valley or anything like that and had to maybe a different company take care of this town? Instead of having chloride community doing it. I think that there's an issue with people not knowing exactly what they're doing and changing pipes and servicing the problems. You can laugh.
No, I have 40 years of water
Yeah.
treatment.
You've got about 150 years of water engineering up
That's
here.
right.
Okay,
from
so,
water treatment.
okay, so am
So,
I. I have,
I was a
I have a grade
licensed operator.
five, grade five wastewater treatment operator. I'm not trying to brag about whatever. I'm trying to address an issue.
No, it is an
Okay,
issue.
so have they talked about lining pipes?
That's not feasible.
That's
a
not
sewer.
feasible here at all.
Sewer, you can line a line. Water, you want to replace a line, and we're working on that.
Okay,
Replacing
but
lines.
they do have new technologies where you go in and you have this special type of a plastic lining.
Not for water. For sewer.
Is that true? Do they line water
I can't
pipes?
hear you, honey.
Okay. Well, thank you, sirs, for your time. I hope that we, excuse my assertiveness.
Here.
You know, I don't want to be rude or anything like that, really. It's really frustrating because my husband's really hard of hearing and he's a very smart man, you know, and
Respectful.
it is nice to be treated respectfully. Thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Okay, next person.
You wanna talk?
Larry did.
Everybody else agree with that?
Anybody else?
You're foolish.
Go ahead, just say what you were gonna say, Ruth.
I think there's a gentleman in the back that has something to say.
Yeah,
No?
Not worth going up there and talking to you.
Well,
Can't
that's,
hear you.
well, I'll ask the question for him then.
okay.
Can I stay back here?
No.
Okay.
Let me give the address and.
Yeah, we can't hear you from way back there.
Please.
And he, because I was just speaking with him earlier, I'm Sue Arndt.
Okay.
on the 16
I know
times
it, yeah.
And I think, and it's an interesting question. I know that the first 2,000 gallons, there's a set fee, and then as soon as you go over that 2,000 gallons, are you charged for a complete 2,000 gallons?
Yes.
And
A thousand.
that's what I thought, it's only 1,000, see? So it's only 1,000, okay. So 2,001 gallons, so it's only 20-something dollars. Okay, because he was under the impression that
Oh, it was double?
that you get paid for another 2,000 and it's just 1,000.
Right.
Is there a way, which I do totally get, that, I mean, $40, or even with the increases like in this school, for, you know, something as precious as water, and just to be hooked up and using it, that's well-deserved, if not more. But is there a way maybe beyond the 2,000 to do it in a metered way or in a measured?
That's a whole nother meeting.
Oh, it is? Oh, I missed it.
Yeah, no, we're considering, we've
Oh, okay.
had some people ask that, and we're gonna consider it, but not at this meeting.
Okay,
So we
fair
are
enough.
looking at a different,
Yeah,
different.
and we've looked at it before.
Perfect, thank you.
We're full of shit, so.
Okay, anybody else?
I have one question. When is the rate going into effect?
I didn't hear you, Joy.
When is the rate going into effect?
November 1st.
Oh, November 1st.
Yeah. That's the next billing
So you're
period.
gonna send notifications out to
Oh, yeah,
everybody
for
and get
sure.
some cards?
Yeah, that's the next billing period. That gives us almost a month to get it out.
Right.
But you haven't decided what they'll be yet.
So we're $2.50 per 2,000.
Okay.
So what happens if you go over that other 1,000? Buck and a half, buck and a quarter?
Oh, good point.
Because you're saying it's,
Then you
for the 2,000, it's $40, and then it's $20 for the 1,000 after, so what, is that the increase you're gonna?
This is other,
Be 21.25.
Yes,
Yeah,
a buck
that's the
25, so half.
2,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gave you guys those tiers in your phone.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Can I say something even though I don't live in chloride?
Water.
Oh, yeah, you
I'll
Yeah,
tell you.
Cassie.
I have no problem with it.
Cassie, introduce
I
yourself.
am going to. I'm Cassie Hammond. I am the president of the Chamber of Commerce of Chloride. And I have a lot of stands in Chloride, but I live right outside of the cattle guard. So, only thing I wanted to say is that I don't have a dog in this fight because I'm not paying the water bills. But I've listened to a lot of the water board. I've talked to a lot of people. $2.50 is all they're asking. And so it's not a large amount. And yes, there's a lot of water breaks. There's a lot of problems that have been going on for a very long time. Where does everybody think the money's going to come from to fix those water lines? They have no money based on what they're spending right now, because yes, there's a lot of money being wasted on water being wasted. And yes, they want to get to a point where they're not wasting water on leaks. But they have to have the money to fix the pipes. So they're asking for the town to pitch in a very small little amount of money from each home to be able to fix these lines properly going forward. Yes, we got a grant, the town got a grant for a large amount of money, but due to the engineering and how much everything cost, that grant money's gone. And it's not gonna fix water lines to everybody's house down everybody's street. So they're asking for a very small little amount of money to help fix the problems. Did I say that properly?
Perfect.
There you go.
Exactly. And Angie's working on more grants as we speak. Grants are real hard to get right now.
Our grants.
Right now,
Yeah,
right
grants are-
now, we spend close to $3,000 a month for the construction that happened. You might know when the new line,
2009.
yeah.
Oh, you're
when the
talking
new
about
line
this?
came in and all that. So our funding was now, so we have a bill that every month that we have to pay when we hooked up to the Pioneer
Yeah, we
Valley.
paid for that. That was not a grant.
Well, no,
We got a loan on it.
We got a loan.
Yeah. back 10 years ago. We're still
But
paying
we're
for it.
paying for it. So that, I mean, that's a big
It's a
chunk.
big hunk of money every month. And that's the water bringing, that's the line bringing the water from Golden Valley into our town. And the pumping station. Sure.
Electricity's gone up about 150% since the last, I'd say, pay increase. And that is just for the pumps, midline, down there at the tanks to get the water up here. That doesn't include our buildings or anything else that's gone up too. Our labor has gone up 150% since then. Right now, we have roughly 5 people that are working part-time with contractor and all that. We do spend, and I agree, we spend way too much money with breaks and chasing water leaks and all that. Hopefully, my goal would be to contract with a leak detector to bring in here. We did it, they did it, I guess, a few years back and didn't have too much luck, but I would like that so that maybe we can find some of the leaks and get them fixed. Our priority now is when we do have a water line leak, we replace, and most of the time our water line leaks are the service lines that are Mickey Mouse pipe to who knows what kind of material they're made out of. We want to get them replaced from the main to the meter, so that way, when we do get a new water line that's coming through there, that will save on some of the expense of coming to the main. We have to fix the leak anyway, we might as well put a better line in from there to the main. But right now, with the funding that we just had, I mean, the whole town is engineered. So next time we get any money, it's already been engineered. So we don't have to pay $300,000 all over again for engineering. It's all with this loan that we got. So that was a big chunk of what it was. So we were only able to go basically down Second Street. That was not very far.
Let me correct you on one, this wasn't a loan, this was a grant.
No, that's what I meant, this
Yeah,
grant
yeah,
now.
yeah, I
we
just
are
wanted to
paying
correct
that.
you.
Right now, we are looking for other funding to get more lines replaced. But,
SOP too.
what's that?
We're working on an SOP to get our
And
process.
since we started and with Mark, me, we got an SOP, safe operating procedure. So that way the guys or anybody in the town could come in, look at the maps, be able to pinpoint where the valves are, pinpoint where to shut things down, zone, so the whole town doesn't have to be isolated. We can kind of zone it out. So we're in the works of trying to improve everything around town, but it's gonna take time. But once again, it costs money. Right now, with all these little leaks and bringing contractors in to fix the leaks, I'm sorry, it drives me crazy coming
we
from
haven't-
where I come from and fixing leaks and fixing things. I mean,
And we haven't had a rate increase since 2018.
correct.
7 years, almost
Yeah.
8 years. Yeah.
Almost 8 years since we've had a rate increase. Just a good example, this is the water meter. Everybody has one. 2099, we were paying $65 for these. Right now, we're paying over $85. That's just a good example of an increase, right there.
So anytime one of those, they're analog, they don't break like, they're not electronic, so I should worry about that. But anytime it is irreparable, we have to, it's our cost to replace it. And that's part of our, what we're doing now. When we put in the new service lines, everybody will make sure they have good new water meters.
Plus with that, one thing I learned by having this budget or rate increase, it made me look at our system. I had questions and I backed up and all that. My first question is, everybody that's in this district needs to be hooked to the water line. I found out that that isn't the case for chloride. That you can have tanks, you can have your own pumping, long as you have your backflow, that's an option. I mean, if you're only using 100 to 200 gallons, if it was me personally, I mean, not telling you what to do, I'd be putting a tank on my property and pumping it if I'm only using 100 to 200 gallons, because I could do that a heck of a lot cheaper than paying for it. And I mean, and I agree with you guys. I mean, I come from 3 different towns with humongous systems, little and big and all that, and that's all I've done all my life was water treatment. So I mean, I understand where you're coming from. I agree with you. I mean, the consumption and the waste is terrible, but we gotta start somewhere. I mean, it's,
And our goal eventually is to replace every service line off of the main line and up to the meter, up to everybody's house. Now, once it leaves the meter at your house, it's your responsibility. And if you have an extra high water bill one month, you should take a look for things like running toilets and water leaks just in your own yard. You know, if you see a wet spot, that's going to be really strange because water precipitates down. If you see a puddle out there, you know something's really wrong. And a lot of people don't even think about that. They go, oh, my water bill's so big, why? And they come screaming to the office, you know, we have to tell them, look, you know, you might have a problem at your house.
and with that, I use a ton of water for trees and irrigation, and I've been having to fit how much my water bill has been costing me. And I've gone out, shut the water off, and gone to the meter to see if the meter was actually spinning, to make sure that I didn't have a break on my side of the system, because my consumption was tremendous, and found out it's my mother-in-law.
I have a quick question.
She leaves the water run all the time.
Jerry?
Can I ask you a question? So we have two places, right? And one of them, you know, I keep a track on what we use for water. I try to stay under. And if I go over, I don't mind paying for that. I think that it's reasonable right now. But like on my other place, right, I maybe use 10 gallons in a month or 20 gallons in a month. And yet I'm still paying the $40 a month, so I'm paying $80 a month. Have you considered maybe make your minimum amount
That's
a
a
little bit
whole
lower?
different meeting.
And
We are looking at that,
Okay.
but not now.
Yeah.
we are looking at that,
Yeah.
changing our
Right.
rate
Yeah,
structure.
change our rate structure.
Yeah.
I have a question.
That was your.
As a person who's come from water and wastewater, my husband, the same thing. You know, we're retired and we would be happy to volunteer. And we could talk with you because you're in the water.
Love to.
And maybe, because I was gonna say the $2.50, it's not about the rate increase really, because that's not gonna fix your problem. It really isn't, and you know that. But, you know, we would be happy to volunteer, even oversee some of your crews, or even help do whatever kind of stuff.
I would
So,
love,
I mean, I think that's maybe a move in a positive direction that might be able to help the system
I would
somewhat.
love all the advice and everything, like I say. Mark's an operator, I've been an operator all my life. I would love, you learn from somebody. If you're not willing to learn, then you're
Yeah.
not there. So I mean, we can't have you down
No,
there
no.
working on the water
I
stuff.
hear you.
but
Yeah.
No, yeah.
We're
But even
willing,
just
I'm
this-
willing to talk
yeah.
to you anytime for advice.
Yeah.
So,
I'm just curious because I know very little about where the funding comes from. You mentioned grants. Is it like state government grant? Like
The one we have right now
where
is
does
a
the money
federal
come
grant.
from?
We got a federal grant.
A
from
federal-
American Rescue.
It was a
Yeah,
COVID,
that-
it was our COVID.
ARPA.
Yeah.
Like what are the options out there besides federal
Oh,
grants?
there's a program called Building Resilient Infrastructure that was started back in 2021, I believe. And they have available grants, but part of the problem with that, we're a great place to apply for one, but because we don't have our own form of government in this township, we would have to go through the county and apply for that grant through the county. And it's not within their purview to do that for us. The other option to do something like that would be to go to a company who is a professional company that writes grants, and then they charge you a certain percentage of what you get to do that work for you. And we have a problem with that because there are a couple of us that are quite capable of doing that on our own. But, you know, and I don't feel like we should have to pay somebody to do something that we're capable of doing ourselves.
and we're not the only one applying for that grant.
Right.
Right.
You have hundreds and hundreds of
Yeah,
other
but-
people, and you have to give the cry and dance pony show to them, and we're hurting the most. And sometimes it works, but
Once a year, we're able to apply for a HUD grant, which is through the county. And they're, Jamie, in that department, it's called the what is it called? Dawn, do you remember what the name of that county government is? Is what?
CDBG, is that what?
Yeah, the
Is that all?
CDBG, Community Development Grants. And we get, those come up in January or?
Yeah, the
January.
meeting is in
Yeah.
January, I think it's awarded in
Yeah,
February.
and we did get one that helped us buy the generator down at Mineral Park, so when the
Cool.
power goes out, we'll still be able to pump water up here to the tank. But now we need a second generator because that doesn't do anything for the booster station. If the power goes out, you know,
And we're working-
SOL, you know,
money.
We're working on that one, and
Yeah.
that one will be coming available at the first year.
yeah.
So we're applying for that one to help us
So
get
much
another
involved.
generator back
And there
in.
are different grants, like the Eunice Department of Agriculture has grants that they offer, but they want the community to have matching funds. So
Oh.
if you need $100,000, they want you to be able to say, okay, we have $50,000, and then they will consider matching it. We don't have $50,000, you know, and it costs a lot.
Could we get it from taxes?
I'm-
Tax,
The taxes that we get from the county aren't is enough for that, you know. We
It
do.
goes into our buffer of paying the bills and everything else. And right now,
Gotcha.
we're pulling our savings.
Yeah, we've gone into our savings twice this year.
I mean, all you have to do is if you're following the budget and
Yeah.
the meetings, you can look at the reports and see that we're going into it. It isn't that we want to raise it, it's just,
No.
I mean, it is just
I mean, we
constant.
have
no,
some
I
choice.
agree with you. The amount is almost
The
ridiculous.
big advantage we do have right now,
But,
applying for a grant, we have the whole town engineered.
Yeah.
Engineered, stamped, done. All we can walk in and say, here, we're ready to go to work right now. We don't have to spend, what do we spend, about 4 months engineering
well,
this?
that's a
It's
plus.
almost, you got a year.
Yeah, engineering it at the beginning of this project. So now we have a set of, like I say, stamped prints, ready to go to work.
And nobody works for free.
Yeah, nobody works for free.
Except for you guys.
Yeah, we don't.
My other, I charge $150 an hour, and I'm been night and day down here watching the guys do the projects and helping them out, doing it for free, because I love this town, and
I
that's
know.
part of donating, so, you know, that's part of being, that's why I wanted to be on the board, is to help everybody.
Well, we do appreciate that part.
No,
Yes,
I mean,
indeed, yes, we really do. You guys,
I mean, Mark's an operator too, same thing. I mean, Chuck, I mean, we all spend a lot of hours on the side for you guys for free. That
and not to put our guest person on the spot, but
What's that?
do you have anything
Don?
you want to add?
Yeah, for those who don't know, I'm Don Martin, I'm your county supervisor. I can tell you this, when it comes to grants or any of that stuff, I'll be behind you 100%. I understand what's going on. What is your, I have some questions. What is your monthly expenses? How much do you pay out monthly? You said you had you had a loan or something that you,
Well, we have a loan for the piping that was installed 10 years ago.
Well, actually, 2009 to 2012, the Mineral Park, the big tank down there at Mineral Park, and the iron pipeline that goes from there up here with the pumps and the booster pump station. That was a $2 million grant, and we still owe about, what, 34,000, I think, something like that?
Something, I know it's gonna
Something
be
like
paid off
that.
in
what do you pay monthly?
2030.
Do you have,
close to 3,000
much?
just on the grant.
Just on that, just on that loan.
Yeah.
It's a loan, 28 something.
Yeah,
2,800 a month?
Or, yeah.
Yeah.
It's 28 something, so 2,900.
yeah.
And it's a requirement of that we have money in the bank, that whatever we owe on that loan still, we have to show, always have that much money in the bank.
Sure.
So we have to have 34,000 in there all the time, whether we need it or not, it's gotta stay. That's right?
Our expenses are, I mean, this is a little high because our payroll's been high, helping out with, the construction project, but right now we're doing about 15. Sometimes we're down around 12 expenses a month. 12,000.
12,000.
If that's
So
what you were looking
12,000 a
for.
month would be
12 to 15,
12 to 15?
Yeah.
depending on what leaks we have and what we have to
Yeah.
do.
Right.
You mentioned a water leak detector.
Yes.
What's that cost?
That's a good question.
20 to 30,000 to have them come in, depending on what.
20 to 30,000.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but it's
Depending on how-
really.
And how long is your line? How long would you, how far are you going, if you had that availability, how many miles or whatever would you have?
20-something
Think
miles.
so?
Go in, go
You'd
out,
have to look
probably
at it.
down to.
At least 20.
At least 2 miles.
At least 2
of
miles?
pipe.
Yeah, at least 2 miles.
Because what you're saying about losing, and I understand these folks' concern, because I'd be concerned if 50% of my water that was coming in is lost before it ever gets here. That would seem like it'd be, you know,
We have had it done with no luck. So, I mean, we have had it done.
you mean they'd look for it and couldn't find it?
Couldn't find it.
Yeah.
But yet you know you're losing 50% of your water.
We're pretty sure it's not coming into town, it's in town.
It's in town. It's
So
in town.
you're so
It has to
all
be
the
the
water
service
gets here,
lines.
but before you can distribute it, 50% of it's
Yeah.
In the ground.
getting lost somewhere.
Part of the problem with this
Stolen,
water,
or who knows?
part of the problem with this water, it percolates down. It does not percolate to the surface. Very seldom do we find a leak, unless it's really bad, or been there very long, percolating to the surface.
Sure.
The guy who did come in, used ultrasonic,
Yeah.
and he couldn't find anything because the leaks aren't obvious at the top of where the sonar goes, you know, it's along the top of the
Right.
lines. He didn't find anything because it's underneath. And a lot of the old pipe, the service lines in town, they're old PVC, they're Schedule 40 instead of Schedule 80 or, you know, whatever, and they're cracked. The rocks that are down there, 'cause you know how rocky it is out here, they have cracked the line, and just a little tiny crack,
Yeah.
that can make a lot of difference for just leaking for a long time.
What I'd like to offer you guys is I will talk to my public works people because we just dealt with this in Meadview. They just had, you know, they wiped out the whole town.
Right.
And they had to replace virtually the whole town's water system. Okay, and they had it was done by a private water company, but we were involved in it, and they're gonna get it this weekend, we're gonna get another gully washer, they said.
Oh, no.
So they're gonna get it again. I don't know what's gonna happen here, but Meadview, the map that I got today said Meadview is gonna get it.
I saw
And
that.
I thought, good God, that's
Yeah.
just what they need, is another 1 in 1,000-year flood. But what I wanna do is, I wanna talk to my public works people. I wanna have them come out and let's work together. Let's find out exactly
love
what we can do and what you can do as your community, and if there's anything we can do with the county. Now, we've got some legislators that are in Phoenix. This year, they got $500,000 grant for South Cove for just that. But as we know, the federal government shut down, so nothing can happen. What I'm thinking is, let's work with our people. We'll work with you, with our legislative people, and let's see if we can get another grant. Now, I talked to Jean Bishop about the $1 million grant she got through the ARPA. I talked to her about that. And $1 million you would think would really help you out, when in fact, like I said, you got your engineering done, that was $300 and some thousand dollars that now you don't have to pay again.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
we need to see if we can go to the state and ask the state, okay, we got a community in northwest Arizona that's really suffering, and see if it's possible that we can get them to work to get a grant for this town just for water, where we could have professional people come in, do whatever needs to be done to find these leaks and repair them. Because, like I say, you're losing 50% of your water you're in a no, $2.50, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're not even coming close.
No, we're not.
But you can't burden these folks, you know, I mean, a lot of retired folks out here. You know, I mean, you look at you know, if you said, okay, we're gonna raise your water rate $50 a month, there'd be a lot of people out here might not have water.
Yeah.
So it has to be something reasonable, has to be something doable, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I ran on this. I said, I work for you, you don't work for me. And what I'm telling you is, I will do what I can do as your supervisor to get the county, and we'll work with the state. And if you need some help with the grants and stuff, we got people that we can do stuff with. And we got people who are in private service that are also willing to donate like you folks. I mean, it's pretty obvious what you guys do. And you do, seems like you do a heck of a lot for the community, but we will help you. I will help you. Like I say, we've done some great things in 10 months. And if we'll work together on this, I got some cards, I'm gonna pass them out. When you need something, I want you to call me, because I don't know. I've got 8 communities in my district. And I've said this before, every one of your communities are different. You have different needs, you have different wants, you have different identities. I understand that. And I'm gonna be back out here on Saturday about that cell tower fiasco and try to get that put to bed and get it fixed. Because we got a lot of other better things to do than keep kicking around a cell tower location. But your identity, you cannot put that cell tower where your tourist people come in here and they're looking at a cell tower and looking at the murals. That's not going to work for you. You got to understand what your community draw is, and we don't want to goof that up. We want to pull these people to come here and visit and spend money here. So hopefully Saturday, I've been talking to Tom Boston and to Reg Destry and about all of this, and I'm hoping Saturday we can put this to bed, because, well, you want it done, and I sure as hell want it done, because I want to work on this water thing. I don't want to keep working like a dog chasing its tail on this cell tower, for God's sakes. I mean, you know, if you understand what's going on in the world, I bet you in another couple of years, cell towers are going to be obsolete. It's all going to satellite.
Yeah.
Now, but let's fix the problem now. Let's do what we need to do. If you're big, your issues are my issues. So I want y'all to know that. And if you don't believe I've been doing stuff, ask some of the people in other areas what I've been doing. I'm doing stuff, man. I'm telling you, I'm as passionate about working for you as you all working for yourselves.
Thank you.
And you hold me to it. And if I don't do what I say, throw me out. Throw me out. Because again, you are my bosses. For so long I've heard, no man, they expect us to work for them. That's not the way it works in government. Government don't work shouldn't work that way, right? We need people who understand that we who are elected, you are our bosses. You don't work for me. I work for you. So work with me. Tell me what I can do. Let me do what I can do, and let's get these community problems solved. I think your water's your first thing.
We have another.
Question?
Go ahead.
My name is John Walter. I pay for the Chloride Baptist Church, their water bill. And 2 years ago, you guys speaking about lost water, they got a bill for 40,000 gallons of water. It wasn't a leak. The following month, the meter was still working properly. And they said, the water department says, well, somebody's stealing your water. So what size truck that would take a garden hose and 40,000 gallons of water in a month that nobody's seen. And there's probably 6 other people in town that had, there's a neighbor behind me that had 54,000 gallons, and she lives down the hill and the meter's on top. So there was no lake down there. The meter was working again.
We've questioned that too with
Yeah.
our
And
usage too. is-
What size of a truck and how long would it take for a garden hose to take 40,000 gallons?
Long
Yeah,
gone.
and nobody
Sitting
saw it?
there at one time, but they might be doing it multiple.
Multiple times.
I personally have seen a water truck go down our street. You chased them?
Yeah, we've chased them.
You know, the big water trucks, like the construction.
I know of a couple people in town that steal water. They had
Oh,
cubes.
more than a couple.
It's only 200 gallons or something? That's gonna take them how many times to
Yeah.
get 40,000 gallons?
We
10
want-
tanks.
We had a
10
problem.
tanks.
They,
That's
they
And nobody saw it?
got a new meter reader a while back, and they came to my house and said, you know, oh, your bill is, you used 40,000 gallons or whatever it was more than that. And my bill was outrageous, and I'm like, well, there's no way, because there was only like 2,000 on my meter, right? So I knew I didn't use that much. So what happened was, the guy that read the meter, he added a 0. And then when they get into the office, the computer added a 0. And so that was the mistake that they found, and
that was corrected.
we corrected it.
And the rest of the other leaks, it was a miracle. They got, water just got miraculously stolen. It evaporated in a garden hose.
Yes, it does.
55,000 gallons in a month?
Well,
That's a lot of water. That would take a big truck, or a lot of them. And
Okay,
nobody's seen
folks,
it.
Thank you.
I'd like to call this hearing, unless, if somebody's got anything else, I'd like to close this hearing and continue on with our regular meeting.
Are we gonna do-
What's a regular meeting?
No, it's in the.
Meeting closed.
Thank you, Judge.
What's a regular?
If you're leaving, come up here and get a card, please.
Or you're gonna regret that. I'm only kidding.
I never walked.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Good job, man.
Steven's gonna take me home. Ron, we're stealing your wife.
I'll keep in touch.
What's this now? Right there?
If you have a soft heart, you want to feed the cow.
I got great secretary.
Okay, I'd like to call the meeting to order. Everybody,
Oh, I got one.
excuse me,
We have another meeting.
we have a meeting to conduct. We're gonna call this meeting to order. We've already had the pledge of allegiance and the roll call of members, so we confirm a quorum, thank you. I'd like a motion and a second to approve the board minutes of 9/10/25.
We approve the minutes.
Second. All moved, also moved. So passed. Managers report, Ms. Kathy.
You guys didn't have board reports? It was, okay. You know, I honestly don't have all that much to say this month. Our payroll is still high, but it has come down, this month, so we're good. But it was about 2,000 over what it normally is, so that's why I ended up having to pull from the savings. Other than that, critical infrastructure, Civil Tech did say that they submitted our paperwork to the county, so we're moving along.
To AEQ?
They said to the county, and I was gonna ask you about that, so I'm not sure.
It doesn't go, it has to go.
So
to-
maybe they just both misspoke, it was kinda odd that both
Still gotta
said
go
and.
ADQ, doesn't it?
It's the same,
Yeah.
Oh,
but,
that's
Yeah.
what it is,
I'll look
yeah.
at ADEQ.
okay, yeah, cause you have
That's a couple of
access.
weeks probably.
Yeah, they
At
said
ADQ.
2 to 3 weeks, didn't they?
Yeah.
2 to 3 weeks, yeah.
Do we have something on the agenda for that, or do we, because you sent us an email on the red highlighted issues?
Well, they answered those questions,
Yeah,
and they answered those, so they could submit.
But
the 1 inch line,
they asked us though if we want the 2-inch or 1-inch for those multiple.
I don't think that's an agenda. I think you guys can just discuss.
Yeah,
Okay, that's fine, I didn't know.
that's fine, you know, they've been using 1 inch forever, so,
That's all.
okay, cool.
It's
Okay.
not an agenda item though, so if you
Okay.
want to
Yeah.
talk about it now,
No,
maybe
no,
that's
don't
well.
need to, don't
Okay.
need to.
That's really all I have is those
Okay.
two items. There isn't really much for me to talk about.
Okay.
We
all right.
did well on the sanitary inspection.
Yeah,
She
no, no,
approved it,
yeah, you
sent
did,
it over.
yeah. Well, a couple of piddly things and that was
Yeah.
it. Yeah, and you took care of them right away.
There
so-
weren't any items really. She did bring a couple up, but we fixed them before she submitted
Yeah.
her paperwork, so yeah.
Yeah, that's
Thank
fine.
you.
That's good having somebody along with her. Okay. Mr. Lau?
Yes,
anything?
sir. As far as the 80 EQ, up at tank 1, there was one spot where there was dirt getting on the base rim, which I didn't know about. We just cleaned that off, helps cut down on rust. And then the overflow had a screen on it with a hole in it. I replaced that, photographed it for her. And then the big overflow at Mineral Park, they had a flapper on it, a flapper valve that opens up when it flows. But there was an 1/8 of an inch gap at the base. So I put a screen over the whole thing.
Yeah, that's fine.
Took a photograph, sent it to her, and there was some dirt on that one, and Malcolm and I went down, cleaned it up, sent photos, and boom, that was taken care of. We've had a couple of leaks. We had one up on Tennessee. We had a valve leak on 2nd and Rainbow that we actually had the construction crew come out because it was an area they tampered with. So we called Joe, and yeah, he sent a crew up, and I supplied the parts to put it back together. It was a 2-inch line.
Perfect.
Boom, we put it back together, no problem. And then we had a mystery leak on Saturday, which we found over on 2nd, right behind the Prospector.
What was it?
Turned out to be a line we didn't have any clue about.
That's what I figured.
And
Yeah.
we were expecting a 3/4 inch line, turned out to be a 2-inch line.
Yeah. And you
And-
notice that's been leaking for a long time because we had
So the-
grass coming
It
up.
had grass on top of it. And
Yeah.
and it finally came up
So
surface.
did you mow the grass?
No, well, we dug it out. So, and that actually, about what, half hour?
Yeah.
About a half hour, we had.
Well, I know I came down there sometime in the morning, you were all done,
We're
so.
gone,
Yeah.
just a cone sitting on it.
Yep, that's all there was.
And
Okay.
so,
And
yeah,
that can
no,
move
that's
it.
what I
See, that's
have.
part of our water loss, stuff like that, right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
it was
all
just a
there
little
was right
tiny
there.
crack in the
And
side.
God knows how long that's been leaking.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, like that one on 2nd Street by the post office, that was going down for ages.
Yeah, we had a piece of pipe, a 6-inch pipe, 2 20-foot lengths, cracked right down the bottom. Last year. And it had been leaking for,
Who knows?
because it all goes down. Until it finally fills up.
When you guys lay water pipe, do you put fines underneath?
Oh, yeah, well, the problem is, that wasn't done for a long time.
Okay,
Yeah, we use fines for everything. But the problem was that wasn't done for a long time. Well, we fixed the leak, let's put the dirt back in the hole.
yeah,
So,
put a rock next to it and it,
yeah, so. Okay, anything else, Lyle?
Let them do it.
Okay, thank you very much. I think the next item, the critical infrastructure project, I think we probably covered that, unless anybody's got any questions about that.
Just been a waiting period.
Yeah, we're just in a waiting game right now. Okay, no old business. Old business, okay, I'm sorry. All right, now, I would like to have everybody's comments on this rate increase. If anybody's got any comments before we take a vote?
I'd like, can we do $2? And still be okay?
It's just open on here for you guys to
Yeah,
But I
discuss it.
mean, in the budget,
Yes.
financially,
Okay, yeah, that's, I have no, I picked $2 because we talked about it.
I'd like to go to $2 to show that we aren't trying to
Gouge it.
gouge
And you
everybody.
know, I don't understand how people can think that they're paying for our water loss, because they're not. You know, that $1,000 a month is what, say $1,200 to $1,400 a month is our water loss. That comes out of our money. I
No,
don't,
but
they're not paying.
Well,
They are, they are in a
It's-
roundabout way. I mean,
yeah, kinda, yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
not why,
Yeah.
you know.
okay, if anybody's got any other thing to say? Kathy, would you do a roll call vote for this? Just go around the table for everybody.
All right.
Yes or no?
Well, we have
We had $2.
$2.
$2. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that suitable? Everybody shake their head?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'd like a vote on raising the water rates, $2 per 2,000 gallons. $2 per 2,000 gallons, and it'll be effective November 1st. Is that too soon?
No.
You're looking at me
I
kind
mean,
of
we
funny.
do, well, only because we read the meters on the 26th, so that's actually when the new reading.
Okay, let's make it the,
But November is fine, I mean,
Well,
it'll be in effect for the
make it easy
billing
on
in
you.
November. So it should be fine, that should be fine.
okay, that's fine. I mean, I don't care, I just picked November 1st as a good date.
First of the year.
Okay.
I'd rather start it at the
January
first, January 1st, exactly.
Okay,
I mean-
I have no problem with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're struggling right now, but we should be getting our big tax check in November, so, I mean, we should be okay, we just gotta.
Okay.
Good, that just makes everything.
Okay, as long as she shakes her head, okay.
No, that's why I'm looking at her too.
Okay, all right, we will, I'd like to vote on whether we raise the rates $2 per 2,000, effective January 1st, 2026.
I made a
Yeah,
motion.
is that, okay,
Yes.
all right,
Ron?
I'll second the motion.
Ron, Mark?
okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I,
So passed.
I'd
Motion-
like to ask about what is the extra 1,000 tier above that?
We put $1.
$1?
Yeah, it would be half of that.
Okay.
She used tinfoil hat.
And eventually, I think with the pay increase, we'll have to look at that, because most of these places even play the game of, they go up to like 4 or 5,000, and then it doubles.
Oh, does it?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
okay,
mean,
well,
I've been, like I say, I've been working,
yeah, I know you have.
so
Yeah.
if you can kind of look at some of the papers. and
Yeah,
all that,
okay.
So that way.
Okay, well, that's something,
But that's-
we need to sit down with that,
Yeah, because that, we're opening up a whole new,
a whole new ballgame.
yeah, I
Yeah,
can't.
okay. And then the other thing we have to think about with this, breaking it down into smaller, it's a software we have to think about. And the software is gonna be a little bit,
yeah, it have to be.
I think RBS is pretty flexible on what they're willing to do, as long as you have
is there,
a
okay,
standard
well,
structure.
that's just another hurdle we
But I
have
will
to
have to look
pass.
into that
That's
before we.
RBS, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
But
let's,
it'll have to be, I mean, it'll be an increase for, I mean, it'll be new software for them, right? Won't they have?
No, I think you just set up your company, and so you have to set up
Oh,
the
and so they
structure.
will calculate.
And then it calculates
Okay,
based
all right.
on your
Put the
readings.
parameters in.
okay, well, that's
Yeah.
fine, that's fine.
I mean, I'll have to make sure that what we want to do works within their parameters, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty
Well, then
flexible.
putting this off to January 1st will give us some time to play with that too,
Yeah,
you know, and make sure we have it as a dead go gate. And make sure we're all good for that. Okay, no new business? Motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.